Okay, here's an example where we're trying to find the LCM of 54, 99, and 3. So how do we do that? Well, the first, step one, is to find the prime factors for each number. So that means I'm going to start with the 54. I'm going to break it down. Use your calculator. 6 times 9. 6 is 2 times 3. And 9 is 3 times 3. So we've got, all these numbers are prime. We don't include the 6 or the 9 because they broke down, right? So 54 then is 2 times 3 cubed. That's the prime factorization of a 54. Let's do the 99. That's 9 times 11. 3 times 3 times 11. So 99 is 3 squared times 11. And then the final number, the 3, well, that's just 3. There's nothing to do with that. That's just 3. Okay, now let's, step 2, vertically line up the primes and take the highest power for each prime equals the LCM. So I'll just do it right over here. So I'm going to vertically line these up. Let's start with the 54, which is 2 times 3 cubed, and then the 99, which is 3 squared times 11, and finally the 3, which is just 3, nothing more there. Line these up, and come down here and say the LCM equals, what does the LCM equal? It's the highest power for each prime. It's the highest. So when it comes to the 2's, what's the highest power? Well, just a single 2. When it comes to the 3's, what's the highest power? 3 to the third. When it comes to the 11, what's the highest power? Well, just one of them. So the LCM is that. So the LCM then equals 2. Here, I'll just put a dot. 2 times 3 cubed times 11. So take your calculator and multiply 2 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 11. And I'm getting 594. So there it is. There's the LCM. There's the 2 steps we do to find the LCM. That's how it works. Let's try another one here. So there's another part, and this one asks for the LCM of 50, 10, and 8. Okay, so we start with the 50 and we break it down. 5 times 10, that's 5 times 2. So the 50 is 2 times 5 squared, right? 2 times 5 squared. And next we do the 10, which is 2 times 5. And last we do the 8. Break down the 8, that's 2 times 4, 2 times 2. So 3 2's, right? 2 to the third power. So that's step 1. Step 2, we're going to write them all lined up. So here we go. 50 is 2 times 5 squared. 10 is 2 times 5. And the 8 is 2 cubed. Okay, and so then we line them up. 2's right here, didn't have any 3's. So there we go. So the LCM. So what do you do for LCM? You take the highest power for each prime. Notice it's exactly the opposite. For the LCM, we take the highest power. For the GCF, which we did earlier, we take the lowest power for each prime. So the LCM, you take the highest. So what's the highest power on the 2's? Well, 2 to the third. What's the highest power on the 5's? 5 to the second. So then you multiply those together. So the LCM then equals 2 to the third times 5 squared. I think, let me see, that's 200. So there it is, the LCM, the answer to the question, 200. 200 is the LCM of those three numbers. That's the LCM of 50, 10, and 8. What is it? It's the lowest number that 50, 10, and 8 all divide evenly into. You know, if you wanted to prove it, if you divided 200 by, oops, let me go back here. If you divided 200 by 50, whoops, I'm in the wrong mode here. If you divided 200 by 50, if you divide by 10 and you divide by 8, it'll go in evenly to all three. 200 divides all three of those numbers. Sorry, I'm getting all messy over here. So 200 divides all three. All three of those numbers go into 200, and in fact, it's the lowest number they all three go into. It's the least common multiple. It's the lowest number that all three of those go into. And on the last one, what was the answer? It was, for this one, the LCM was 594, wasn't it? So 594 was the lowest number that all three of those, 54, 99, and 3. 594 is the lowest number all three of those numbers, 54, 99, and 3, all go into. You could check. They all divide, 594, they all divide evenly into 594. So there we go.